These emerald green waters of the Gulf of Mexico have long been a sense of pride and economic prosperity for residents along the Gulf Coast. But in the spring of 2010, that all changed when the environment and the economy suffered a major blow from the BP oil spill. In an effort to combat the negative effects of the oil spill, President Obama issued an executive order to create the Gulf Coast Ecosystem Restoration Task Force. The director of the Environmental Protection Agency, along with dozens of governmental officials, gathered in Pensacola, Florida for the first meeting.
The main goal of the task force is to coordinate all the efforts that are ongoing in the Gulf to restore the Gulf of Mexico back to a resilient place. Follows up on the response to the oil spill by the Deepwater Horizon, but it's not just addressing those issues, but addressing long-term ecological and environmental issues of the Gulf.
This is the top source of energy for the country, the top source of seafood in the continental United States, the top concentration of ports, delivering maritime commerce to dozens of states around the nation. And you can't replicate this. You can't move these resources elsewhere.
Despite the negative effects the spill has had on the nation as a whole, local communities have suffered the most pain. Local leaders are taking a cautiously optimistic attitude toward the federal government's renewed interest in the region.
We're glad EPA's in town. You know, what I did, our commissioners and city council members and also some key people in the area sent a letter to Washington requesting attention because of this oil spill issue. We wanted to have attention from EPA and any other committees that are taking place in Washington. The key thing is we feel like we are getting that attention now, at least we're being heard.
I think local officials are going to be crucial, and I'll tell you why. First off, these things don't happen always on public land. This is either private land or, as we heard, it's state-owned land, and local officials are going to be the important link between what we might want to do in a plan and what can happen on the ground.
Teamwork will play a major role. Decision makers and government agencies know in order to succeed, they must make the process easy to navigate.
You can't dream big if the revenues are never going to come in. You can't dream big if you can't get over regulatory and policy hurdles.
What people are looking for is for government to work for them. And what I'm looking forward to is a moment when this task force can cut the bureaucratic red tape and make government, all the governments that you saw up there, especially on the federal side, serve and move forward some of these priority projects.
Most agree for the Gulf region to return to its full potential, it will take a national effort. Reporting from Pensacola Beach, Florida, I'm Jeff Weeks.